Hello everyone and welcome back to Cole Diamond-TheMagicRogue, the YouTube channel now streaming in glorious HD. I'm your host Cole, and today I'm going to be talking about things that can take your magic to the next level. Now, contrary to popular belief, there's not really a trick that will take your magic to the next level. Even if you're a beginner magician, if you learn like an incredible mentalism trick, you might not perform it well and it might still fall flat, you know? But there are techniques that you can use, different ways, different pattern that you can use, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So if you guys want to learn more about magic and how you can become a better magician, make sure you like the video, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to join the Rogues Gallery. So today I'm going to bring you another in my kind of series of videos where I show you three in a category. I don't really know what to call it. Should I call it like top hat trick or 3-trick Monty? I have no idea. Leave suggestions in the comments, please. I have no idea. But there are tons of other videos in this playlist. There are 3 episodes before this, and by the time you watch this, there might be 90 episodes after this. So go click that playlist and watch them all once you're done with this one. And let's get into it. Okay, tip number 1 is to look where the magic is happening and not where the secret is happening. So this is something I see a lot in young or inexperienced magicians. So the spectators are always following your eyes. If you look somewhere, the spectator's instinct is to look where you're looking. So for example, if you have a coin that you're palming and making vanish, you want to be looking where the coin is supposed to be while you ditch the coin out of your hand or put it wherever you need it to be, rather than in the hand where it's palmed. Because if you're looking in the hand where it's palmed, the spectator's eyes will automatically go to the hand that it's palmed and they'll think, oh, that's where the coin is. And this doesn't just apply to coin magic. If you're doing a card trick, for example, if let's say you have different piles of cards and the spectators are supposed to assume that there's certain cards in certain piles, but there's not, for example, you shouldn't be looking at the piles while you're talking about the card box or whatever you need to be talking about. Generally, looking where the magic is happening is just good misdirection, and misdirection is probably the best tool a magician can use besides maybe his hands. Tip number 2, tell a story with your magic. Now by story, I don't mean once upon a time you picked a card, I found it. I mean like tell an actual story with your cards. Now it can be something like you use the cards or whatever props you're using as characters in a story that you can create, and that's great, but you don't have to do that. You can easily just like use the magic trick as an analogy to something that happened to you. Putting a story around your tricks will not only make your magic more interesting just by the fact that it's not the monotonous pick a card, put the card back in the deck, I will now shuffle the cards. Now I will find your card in one of the 10 ways that you have seen a magician find a card. If you use a story, it'll also act as kind of pseudo misdirection. If somebody gets caught up in the story and is really thinking about that, they won't really be watching your hands as much. They won't really be thinking, oh, is that coin special? Is that a duplicate card? They won't really be thinking that as much. They'll be thinking about where the story is going. Last but certainly not least, tip number 3. Now this tip you might want to ease into over the next few months just because of present circumstances, but I think the tip is still very useful to beginner magicians, and that is, when you can, put the magic in their hands. So again, as I said, with everything happening, obviously people are avoiding touching each other, avoiding touching objects that other people have touched. So obviously take your precautions now, but you know, in a year or so when everything's cleared up, you might want to start implementing this. You know, a sponge ball routine is probably the greatest magic trick a spectator will ever experience because it happens in their hands. They see you put one sponge ball into their hand, and then they open their hand, and now there are 2, and that is the greatest trick they have ever seen because it happened in their hands. And you can not just do this for sponge balls, you can do this for pretty much everything. If you have a trick that you're not really doing a whole lot of sleight of hand, give the deck of cards to the spectator. Just tell them to go through the moves. If you're doing some kind of color change or something like that, if it goes under the formula of having a card turned over and then you turn it back over and it's a different card, turn it over, have it put in the spectator's hands, and then have them open their hand and it be a different card, and they'll freak out. If you can have a spectator hold on to a prediction while a trick is happening, that makes it even better. If you can find a reason for the spectator to touch the cards or your props in general before you do a trick, so that they consciously think, okay, these are normal, even if they're not, and they just don't realize it, that'll make your magic stronger. Okay, that's pretty much it for this week's episode, guys. I hope you all really liked it. Again, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I have a Twitter. Go follow me on there. And I'll see you Saturday, I think, is the next video. That's going to be a kind of variety video. You'll never know what's going to happen until I post it. Though, maybe I'll post a sneak peek on Twitter, so go follow me over there. That's pretty much it for this week, guys. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you all later. Cole Diamond, out.